gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Zandvoort. I will be your host, very attractive gulag engineer, overseer, and with me as always, Sergey.
I mean, your very attractive gulag engineer status is somewhat amateur. We're here to see if you want to go pro.
Da.
We are at Zandvoort for the third round of the 3D Speed Series. Coming off the wet round at Brands Hatch, which was Byron's favorite race of the season, I think, for sure.
Daddy likes.
He got to see a lot of people lose control of their car and spin off into the grass and explore areas of the track that you didn't even know about. By the way, actually, accidentally I was doing a replay review for one David Brock of this very race, and I accidentally discovered that if you turn the mouse wheel speed up way high on the replay, you can literally zoom out and see the planet the track is on, which is kind of interesting. They really went all out with the graphics. But anyways, we're here at Zandvoort for the third round of the season. And I really don't have much else to add to that, because, I mean, the championship's still kind of getting going. We got 4 rounds left. Technically, no one's mathematically been eliminated. So there's a lot to talk about there. But Andrew Burke is on pole right now, along with Zach Martin on the front row. Front row start for a silver car. Very nice. Paul Riccobeni, Mika Watt, Chris Johnston, Jeff Wentworth, Dave Nelson, Michael Magas, William Murrah, Guillermo Martinez, your top 10, followed by this guy, Tony Yimbo.
Get him, Guillermo.
And Mika Watt parked at the side of the road in his Audi. So that was an ignominious end to his qualifying efforts. Pretty tight field, actually. You got less than a second separating the entirety of the top 10, and only 2 seconds separating back to 23rd place. So
Dang.
Things are pretty tight today. Good to see. Good to see. Top amateur qualifier at the moment is Larry Foster in 18th place, or bronze. We're calling it bronze instead of amateur now because we're all technically amateurs. The pro-am differentiation in sim racing doesn't really work. None of us get paid to be here.
I will elevate you to copper status.
You know what? There probably is a copper status somewhere in the ranking system. I know there's a tin status and a titanium status.
Oh, that's pretty gangster. Well, I mean, you need copper and tin to make bronze, so it makes sense that there would be like a copper, tin, bronze.
That would make sense, yeah. Generally speaking, it's just bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. But yeah, some series do get some bizarre ratings. I remember seeing that in the I can't remember what series it was, but I was looking, and like a bunch of them were classified TI Cup, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I looked it up, and it's like Titanium Cup. Interesting. The Tin Cup wouldn't really work for online racing because it's an ageist cup. I guess that's what it comes down to. The Tin Cup is for drivers above a certain age, and we have no way of proving people's ages, so wouldn't really work.
I vote we have them all killed.
William Murrah finishes up. So what become one of your favorite cars there, the Mad Panda?
He is kind of a miracle.
Mm-hmm. So we do have the final grid. The top 10 is more or less as I read it. I think Michael Magas and Dave Nelson dropped a spot. I think maybe Jeff Wentworth popped up into 7th place. Not sure. Tony Yimbo, Richard Higgs, Josh McLaughlin, Jake Northrup, Simeon Naku, Antonio Garda, Justin Swan, Larry Foster, Wayne Hutchison, and Javier Perez-Torres round off your top 20. Anyone you're looking for big things from today, Byron? Anyone you think feels a little out of place?
I think that young El Paso kid, Javier Perez-Torres, is going to knock them all off the track and get in first place.
Bold prediction for the
just like
crew.
The bold flavor of his sponsor, all of the things with the salsa. I don't know. We should probably get him a sponsorship, though.
I think this is the first time we've seen 3 Audis in the top 10, so maybe the best qualifying performance for the Audi crew, led by Paul Riccobeni in the Golf liveried Audi. But Mika Watt and Michael Magas also in the mix. Ferrari on pole with Aston Martin, 2 very classic names in sports car racing right there. And at this point, Martin realizes he's got to go hit drive. I wish he didn't have to do that. That there are things I would like ACC to change, and if the devs ever watch this video or any of my videos, that would be one of them. Don't make the spectator press drive, because we end up seeing it, and it's a bit lame.
I think that they should have some weird atomic decay type of meter where if the correct atom is like Schrodinger's race. Are we starting? Maybe. No. Maybe. No, not this time. Just gotta read that atom.
I mean, in standing start races, it is technically a random number generator that determines when the lights go green. And that's to keep people from like jumping it. Because if it's like, all right, you hold for 5 seconds, you go, people can kind of count it in their head. But it's a random number, so that you never know. Paul Riccobeni getting off a little slow there, so hopefully he can get back into this thing. There he is.
It's fine. It's all fine. He's all Gulf oiled out.
Indeed. Looks like he may not have had the car turned on. We'll be looking at the spacing here, because this is a full manual start that we got going on here, and it'll be interesting to see if everybody has a reasonably good gap. Because it's pretty easy to get things pretty messed up. I'm liking what I see, though. Everyone's nice and tight. A bit of a gap there between the Aston Martin and the Bentley. It's one of the ESR Academy guys being maybe a little bit too far off. But we are green to go. And here we go down to Tarzan, turn 1, William Murrah. William Murrah going hard down the inside. And he's gone from 5th to 2nd place with that move. Andrew Burke continues to lead. Zach Martin did not get a good start. He's dropped down to 4th place behind Paul Riccobeni and William Murrah. Mika Watt rounding off the top 5, followed by Johnston and Wentworth in the 2 Mercedeses.
Can I get a what?
Can you get a what? And just looking to see if anything further back is interesting. We're just getting the updated standings right now. Dave Nelson's gotten off to a bad start, and it looks like Richard Higgs is having problems there in the Lamborghini. He's dropping down, probably, I imagine, to dead last place, although it looks like our favorite, or one of our favorites, I should say, Rick Martel may have not gotten off the line all that clean. He's down in 31st place, Byron.
Well, it's far too attractive to put himself out there like that, so I'm not surprised.
So might have been a first corner shenanigans for the Aston Martin of Rick Martel. In the meantime, Benjamin Atimian is battling with the Cheney brothers. It looks like Trevor ahead, Seth behind. As we head up to, I believe this is turn 9, which would be Marlboro, pardon me. No, this is the Audi S.
Are
I'm
you
completely
going
wrong.
to Marlboro Fair?
So Benjamin Atimian in 26th place. Not sure where he started, but he is between the 2 Cheneys. Javier Perez Torres up to 19th, so he's up 1 spot. And it looks like Dave Nelson's still in the mix there. Okay. I'm going to say, I felt he dropped a fair bit, but he's okay. Cole McRae up into 20th place in the Audi for Santalak. Next season, we need an Attempto team, guys. We need the 3-way battle for Audi supremacy. Santalak, WRT, and Attempto. One of the Mercedes is off the track there. I think that was Jake Keckley, which is a shame. I really like Jake's livery. And it is Javier running in 19th position ahead of Cole McRae, and ahead of him, Wayne Hutchison in the Lamborghini Dixon Hurst. And Trevor Cheney after that, followed by Atimian, Major, Lasuda. Something happened to Seth Cheney. He's dropped down to 26th place. Keckley, Guillermo Taylor, Higgs, and David Brock, your top 30. And not sure who's leading because we cannot see at the moment, but I suspect it is Andrew Burke in the Rinaldi Ferrari. And we move up to Guillermo Martinez, who is shown in 12th place, but also in 9th place. I think he's in 9th, judging by the fact that it is Mike Magas and Jeff Wentworth ahead of him in the Mercedes and the Audi.
Did you say that Mike Magas and Jeff all Wentworth?
No, is it Mike Magas and Jeff Wentworth?
Oh, you went all Jeffworth.
Oh. Magas looking to the inside of Tarzan. And contact between Wentworth and Magas. And Martinez says thank you very much and takes both spots. Guillermo Martinez on the charge and is now up into 7th place. Oh, another bump. Side by side through the Hugenholtz. Magas hanging on. Yimbo in the mix there as well.
He's huging on for a dear laugh.
And it looks like the big loser in that is going to be Jeff Wentworth. A little bit of a passenger there. Bit of a dive bomb by Magas at the first turn and a little bit of contact later on. We ride on board with Tony Yimbo, who finds himself in 9th place in the K-Pax Bentley. Wentworth getting a little bit wide there in the background. It is not Simeon Naku, so something has happened behind these guys.
K-Pax Bentley, like the movie and or book K-Pax?
Maybe. I don't actually know the story of the K-Pax name, to be honest.
Pretty good book.
I assume it's just a racing team name.
Maybe they're all from Planet K-Pax.
Maybe. So, Yimbo running in 9th place. He's had a bit of a rough season, so we'll see what he can do. Andrew Burke leading the way from William Murrah, Paul Riccobeni, Zach Martin, Mika Watt, and Chris Johnson. Down the inside, here comes Tony Yimbo. He's got excellent overlap. Can he make it work into Tarzan? Not. Well, maybe. Little bit of argy-bargy between the Audi and the Bentley. And Yimbo's got the spot. So that's 8th place for Tony Yimbo. Jeff Wentworth still running in 10th place. Behind him, we have got McLaughlin, and then it's Garda looking to get past him. That's an interesting area to overtake, but a big mistake by McLaughlin gives Garda a run, but McLaughlin holds it through turn 8, and we head on to Renault to lead in the backstretch as one of the, I think that's Larry Foster getting up the inside of Jake Northrup back there in a battle for 13th place.
I'm going to show him your Renault face.
Renault face.
Renault,
Wayne Hutchison up to 16th place. He is trailing Justin Swan in the big V12 Aston Martin. Actually, I think that's actually Justin Swan pestering Jake Northrup. My apologies.
Are you drunk?
Oh, no, it is. Larry Foster's gotten through. Okay, Larry Foster overtook him, and now Justin Swan's on his tail. He's in a sea of Aston Martins. Okay, it's hard. Oh! Antonio Gard off the track there. Loses a spot to Larry Foster. That's 12th place for the leading driver in the bronze category. And somebody is very, very off the track there. That's one of the ESR Academy cars. It's Josh McLaughlin dropping like a stone. The Kiwi, it looks like he went off at the Ari Lewandijk Bocht and is now dropping through the order. Jake Northrup looks like he's under constant attack here from the Aston Martins. Losing out to Larry Foster. Now he's got a battle with Antonio Garda, and behind him it's the V12 of Justin Swan. Burke's out to a 2.5 second lead over William Murrah. Riccobeni all over the back of him, and then there's a bit of a gap between 6th and 7th place. Guillermo Martinez kind of leading the second group. Javier up to 16th place. Should be able to see him in the background there. Yeah, there he is. Ahead of Cole McRae still.
Telling you, man, he's just going to murder everybody and then take first place.
That's a great plan. I mean, I would suggest perhaps like gassing everybody, and then you win.
Put all the sugar in all the gas tanks.
Seth Cheney's race has gone very poorly. He's down to 25th place. He's got Jake Keckley on his tail, who's also having a bit of a bad day. Good to see Jake Keckley back on the track. He's missed the first 2 rounds, and hopefully he can make a decent comeback here because he's a pretty good driver. William Murrah looking back at Paul Riccobeni. Battle for second place. I was just quickly looking something up while we're there. So, oh, somebody wide. That's Dixon Hurst, I think. And I can confirm. It is telling me that that is Dixon Hurst. Doesn't look like he lost a spot. He's got McLaughlin on his tail. So McLaughlin's recovered in 19th place, and Johnny Major in the VIP Ferrari directly behind him. I do like that Sky Tempesta livery that the VIP guys have chosen to run, the white and like pink and purple. Very interesting. You cut out there, Byron, if you were about to say
what?
something.
I'm goddamn used to this thing working, and it's not working, and I'm fucking gonna throw it in the garbage.
We are having some slight technical difficulties with Byron's mouse giving him push-to-talk capabilities.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah, well, not that apologetic. Just
I mean,
frustrated.
we're a little apologetic. Dixon Hurst in the bronze category Audi, the only bronze category Audi today, with the absence of John Picha. And he is on the tail of the silver category Audi from Santalock, Cole McRae.
Something, getting him some tail. Insert joke here.
Looks like there's a move going on further up in the order, but I don't know who that is. Somebody in one of the Aston Martins getting to the inside. I think that might have been Justin Swan. I think that looked like the V12. Somebody coming out of the pit lane. So problems for one of the Aston Martins from the Academy crew. And we pick back up with Antonio Garda on the tail of fellow Front Range United driver Larry Foster. And they're on the tail of Jeff Wentworth in the OTL Mercedes, and then it is Jake Northrup. So a lot of Mercedes versus Aston Martin here. Two companies very closely linked. Antonio Garda getting very wide in turn 8, and that's going to cost him a couple spots. Northrup, Swan, and Hutchison are through. He does manage to shut the door on Javi Perez-Torres, though, and then goes up the inside of Wayne Hutchison. And that's carnage. Cole McRae caught up in that.
I'm in favor of these things.
I honestly think that might have been a case of dirty tires there for Garda. It looked like he just kind of... Oh no! Somebody in the wall! It was a red Mercedes!
Oh jeez.
And somebody else in there as well. I think that might be Javier Perez-Torres, unfortunately.
No! Alright, we have to redo this race.
Believe that was the 43 Aston Martin, which is Garda, that was in the wall. And Cole McRae having all kinds of problems. He is dropping through the order and may have some significant damage. Garda in the pit lane after what it looked like a pair of contacts. On board with Jeff Wentworth, who's looking back at a huge coast of guys. Larry Foster in that mix, along with Jake Northrup and Justin Swan. So, a couple of Mercedes fighting off with a couple of Aston Martins from different teams, ironically. One of the Front Range Astons, one of the Academy Astons, as well as one of the OTL and one of the Get Speed Mercedeses.
It's World War II all over again.
I do wish that Jeff didn't have that red and black livery, just because, I mean, you look at that and you think that him and Northrup are teammates, and they aren't. Larry Foster having a very solid, dominant day in the bronze category. The next highest bronze driver is Trevor Cheney in 16th place. So he's got a great cushion and might be able to ride this out to like a top 10.
I vote we instantly give him a top 72 finish.
I mean, he's guaranteed that just by showing up.
But that's nice. That's very considerate of you.
Very considerate of us. Burke had a very great run at Brands Hatch, but came up short, losing out to Chris Johnston. So we'll see if he can hold on this time. Larry Foster moving in 10th place there. overtaking Jeff Wentworth, and I think Wentworth may be in trouble with Jake Northrup as well. And I think Northrup got through, so that's Wentworth back to 12th place. Somebody in the pit lane, not sure whom. We'll have to have a look when we get a look at the lower positions to see if we can figure out who might be in the pits, nursing some problems. Larry Foster now into the top 10, continue to make an absolute mockery of his bronze rating.
I enjoyed it.
Burke's got himself a pretty good gap, 4.2 seconds back to Murrah, Riccobeni on his tail. Then it is still the silver leader, Zach Martin, Mika Watt, Chris Johnston, Guillermo Martinez, Michael Magas, Tony Yimbo, and Larry Foster, your top 10. A couple of pro cars are very down the pecking order, like Simeon Naku and Jake Keckley battling over 19th place. For those who are unaware, in the side there, the white is the pro drivers, the silver is the silver drivers, or gray if you prefer, and the red is the bronze drivers. Naku and Keckley falling further back, so I think they may have had some extracurriculars. Tony Yimbo on the tail of Michael Magas as we approach the halfway point here, looking down the inside of Tarzan, and one of the Lambos rejoining there. One of the Cyberline crew. I don't know if that's Simeon Naku, Richard Higgs, or Wayne Hutchison. But one of them may have just bailed Mike Magas out there, because I wonder if Yimbo pulled off seeing the car rejoining. Magas' side's a little banged up. A little bit of damage on the rear as well. Yimbo looking pretty fresh. And Tony Yimbo showing some good speed here today. Like I said, it's been a rough season. He missed the opener at Laguna Seca and then DNF'd because of technical difficulties. Electronic failure at Brands Hatch. So he's looking for his first points of the season. And must be just plainly giddy to be up there in 9th place.
You could say that
and on a silver podium.
He went down the hatch.
You could say he went down the hatches. Oh! Dixon Hurst goes down the inside of Cole McRae, and the two Audis collect each other.
That sounds vaguely sexual.
Vaguely sexual. Maybe they became innies. Into the Audi S we go here. Magas still hanging on. In behind them is the lapped Lambo of one of the Cyberline cars. Still not sure who that is. Benjamin Atsimian is having a pretty solid, I believe, debut. This is his first 3D speed race in his Assetto Corsa Competizione, and is up to 17th place at the moment, trailing Trevor Cheney and ahead of Andreas Lesutis, who are battling over 2nd place in bronze. Then behind them it is Keckley, Seth Cheney, Richard Higgs, Simeon Naku, Guillermo Taylor, Rick Martel, Dixon Hurst, Javier Perez-Torres, Cole McRae, and Dave Brock. I am going to assume that lap Cyberline car is Wayne Hutchison due to the fact that he is missing from the pecking order, as Lesutis goes to the inside and overtakes Benjamin Atsimian through Tarzan and moves into 17th place. Dixon Hurst in the pit lane, Cole McRae in the pit lane. Not surprising, those two took a heck of a beating in that contact.
Let's see it again in slow motion.
I cannot give you that because I don't have replay functionality.
Darn.
We only get that when we do it live. Bill O'Reilly style. Andreas Lesutis, 17th place at the moment. He's another guy who's been afflicted by some bad luck. Obviously runs on a relatively high ping connection. And that, that tends to breed a little bit of trouble. But a lot of stuff has not been under his control this season. So good to see him running. Looking like he'll get a bronze podium here. Currently running 3rd in the category. As we pick up Zach Martin for reasons unknown.
Because he is very attractive.
All of our racers are very attractive. Michael Magas still hanging on against Tony Yimbo. They head on down to the next step. That was Tarzan, which seems to be Yimbo's best spot to make an overtake happen, but he hasn't done it yet. Now they head through Hugenholtz, and then it'll be on the run through the ultra-fast section that leads up to Renault. You can tell that I really don't want to pronounce this turn name because I don't know how to say it.
It's pronounced Hugenflagerl.
It's like Shivlak or something. I don't know.
Is this about sheep locks?
Not sheeplocks. Sheev. With a V, not a P. Yimbo looking for a way past. Yimbo's got a very good tight line. He might be able to sneak something through this section, but it is very hard to make something stick through the Renault, Marlboro, Vodafone section of the track here. Pardon me, I've been mixing up Renault and Marlboro. It's Marlboro that begins that section.
Parsley,
Magas getting a little out of shape there through the Audi S. I'm sorry, I talked over Byron's lovely singing.
You're the worst.
I will give you like a moment of silence to add to your tip.
Well, I mean, I have a whole parody based on you.
Oh. I mean, at some point we'll have to get into that.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got a pretty tight battle on screen right now, so probably not right now, but like eventually, yes.
I was listening to some Stan Rogers and some Stan Rogers covers the other day, and you know, stuff stuck in my head.
I'm aware of the creative process when it comes to your parodies.
Correct.
Byron has an arsenal of interesting parodies, such as "If You Don't Blow Me Right Now."
Yeah, that's generally one we don't put on, you know, general public things.
So Rick Martel's recovered to 23rd place, just noting that. So that's good, because he was in dead last at the start. And it's good to see him making up ground through the field. I think he's at the top 5 for bronze now, behind the Cheney brothers, Lasutis, and Foster. Also, if the Cheneys are not brothers, please let me know. I know you're of some kind of relation, but I can't remember if it's brothers or cousins. As Magas is still hanging on through this section leading up to the Audi S against Tony Yimbo. This is the famous Audi S. Whoa! Yimbo outbreaks himself a little bit. And Magas gets a little bit of breathing room that he probably greatly appreciates right now. Jeff Wentworth is in the pit lane and dropping like a stone. That's unfortunate. He was looking like looking for a top 10 here today for a long part of this, but is falling back. Had fallen back. We pick up this interesting battle, which goes from Jake Northrup, Josh McLaughlin, Trevor Cheney, Andreas Lasutis, Benjamin Atamian, and Jake Keckley, all fighting over 13th place. Rock on, my dudes. This is Trevor Cheney in the older Mercedes model, representing Cheney Bros Motorsports. The only all-bronze team on the grid. William Murrah still holding off Paul Riccobeni in the Gulf-colored Audi R8, which I imagine is one of your favorite liveries on the grid, Byron.
That is very possible. You'd think that the new guys would all band together to beat up on the older established people, but no.
You think that? You got to go with the new blood stable from WCW.
Hell yeah.
Only you don't book the young guys as the heels. That was the mistake.
Yeah, that was really weird. Although they did kind of book them correctly in as much as they were cocky little assholes or cocky big assholes, your choice.
Now they also generally the old guys, of course, also generally refused to job was the problem. Simi Naku on the tail of Seth Cheney, looking for a way past into Marlboro, and he's going to get that. I think Seth kind of gave him that one. That's a pro driver versus a bronze driver, and also Richard Higgs comes through. So I think Seth is realizing a little bit that he's in rarefied air, and these are not the guys he's going to be fighting with long term. He wants to focus on that Aston Martin of Rick Martel, rather than the Cyberline, the Cyberline comeback here from the Lamborghini factory team.
Lean back.
Lean way back. Richard Higgs has got some damage there, so I'm a little surprised Simeon doesn't seem to be able to just put the boots to him and get moving. That's Jeff Wentworth in the pit lane there still, so he's got major repairs, it looks like. You know, the irony is that in the whole New Blood Millionaires Club, perhaps the guy who did the most jumps was actually Hulk Hogan somehow. Like,
As
bizarre.
it should be.
I mean, he did a pretty decent job of putting Kidman over. Something I never thought I'd see Hulk Hogan do. McHugh and Higgs starting to get away a little bit, leaving Seth Chaney and Rick Martel to battle over 4th place in the bronze results right now. Foster, Trevor Chaney, and Lasutis are the podium at the moment. There's also a great battle going on between Jake Northrup, Josh McLaughlin, Trevor Chaney, and Andreas Lasutis, and Jake Keckley. I'd love to get in on that, and here it is. So we did get that.
The Lasutis of Borg.
That is, I was calling him Lacutus when he joined us, and then he's like, it's Lasutis. I'm like, you probably should have just not corrected me and just accepted it. Probably should have just accepted that we're thinking of a Borg drone with Patrick Stewart's face and just gone with it.
Correct.
Guillermo Martinez has gotten past Chris Johnston in the battle for 6th place. Good work by him. These are the 2 new cars on the grid, the Ferrari Evo driven by Martinez and the Mercedes Evo for Chris Johnston. As somebody went off there, I think that was Trevor Chaney who was off in the sand. We'll see if he drops. Because we were with Lasutis and with Keckley. I don't know what happened to Chaney. He is definitely missing from that order.
Chain.
Cole
Chain.
McRae on a recovery drive. He is not battling for position here. These are cars that have lapped him. I think that's Seth Chaney in front of him and Rick Martel in behind him. So they are battling over 21st place. Get on board with Paul Riccobeni, 3rd place driver for the WRT Audi Revolution crew. Their big championship hope. Last season's champion for the Vortex Mafia Lexus team, which has more or less morphed into the WRT with him and returning driver Michael Magas, joined by Dixon Hurst and John Picha, and coldly spurned by Javier Perez-Torres.
Wow. Should it be the WWRT?
I'm not bitter at all. So Andrew Burt continues to lead. From Murrah, Riccobeni, Zach Martin is still showing in 4th place, so he's having a great day. I mean, maybe not the greatest of race because he started 2nd, he's dropped down to 4th, so that, seems bad. But realistically, he's a silver driver punching above his weight right now. Competing, probably not for a podium. He's about 6 seconds behind this battle here for 2nd place, but definitely a solid race for him. And he's got Mika Watt behind him, followed by Guillermo Martinez and Chris Johnston. Tony Yimbo has overtaken Michael Magas for 8th place. Larry Foster rounding off the top 10. Which, talking about punching above your own weight, bronze driver in the top 10, y'all. That front range crew is really making a run for a possible title in the team's battle, so it'll be interesting to see where they are at the end of this race. Not the best day for them, but Zach Martin is in 4th place for them, and Larry Foster's in 10th, even if it's been a bit of a rough day for their teammates. Antonio Garda and the absent Matt Howell, they are doing quite well. As we ride on board, ride on the rear view of the Mad Panda car, William Murray. Jake Keckley battling with Josh McLaughlin. Looks like he just lost a spot to him. I think that's McLaughlin anyways. I suppose it could also be Andreas Lasutis who's around them, but I think that's McLaughlin, and then Lasutis is the one up ahead. So Keckley in his return, running well, but perhaps not as well as he would have liked in 16th place.
Well, I mean, just to be fair, we should let him go ahead a couple of places.
Oh, totally. Finally got a little bit of a gap between the Lambos. Simeon Naku's pulled out 3.2 seconds on Richard Higgs, who has a damaged car. I was expecting that to happen a little bit earlier. Keckley is now the only, might be the only running OTL car at the moment. Wentworth might be out of this race.
Would it be worth if he went faster?
Yes.
Boom, 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 ba-dum, boom, ba-dum.
Are you suggesting Jake Keckley is the Imperial Stormtroopers?
I mean, he ain't hit the target yet.
Looking down the inside. Well, this is actually going to be the outside of the Audi S, so that might be more of a defensive move by McLaughlin, but Keckley's through. McLaughlin just looking absolutely helpless to resist that.
Tips Fedora, McLaughlin.
In the meantime, it is still the Mad Panda car holding against WRT's Paul Rick O'Benny.
Yeah, the Richard
Battle
O'Benny.
for second place. Andrew Burke now about 4.5 seconds up the road from these guys. Good lead. He's got less than 10 minutes to go. We'll see if he can bring it home.
Maybe.
Series will head to Imola next for the 4th round of this championship. We also have the ESR Enduro from Imola coming up, and today we just wrapped up the Nürburgring round of the GT Challenge. Not sure where the GT Challenge is heading next, but you can check that out on the ESR Discord if you're interested in racing on Sundays for ACC GT3 racing.
We go from Zandvoort to Immolation and then to a Nerdburger. Interesting dietary choices.
A little bit wide there from Murrah, but otherwise holding position. And Riccobeni's still on his tail. That is the green Ferrari of Andrew Burke, who has led this entire day, and we barely have seen him, to be honest. In the background there, Zach Martin and Mika Watt still running in 4th and 5th place. Picking up Justin Swan here. Not overly sure why. Quite behind the top 10. Is running behind, looks like 2 lapped cars that might be battling.
To the death. From hell's black heart, I race at thee.
I race at thee.
If the Cheney boys don't form a racing stable and call it Chain of Fools Racing, then I can't help you.
Well, one of them's on Discord is Chain Wax, so you know.
Again, solid Key and Peele reference.
I don't know why they don't go with the Chain Gang racing crew.
Chain Gang is good. Chain of Fools, The Chain, as sung by Fleetwood Mac. What else is there? Working on the chain gang.
I mean, really, Chain gives you a lot to work with. Is I think what we're getting at. Chainsaw racing.
Leatherface Incorporated.
Leatherface Incorporated. Oh, very good, very good. Thinking outside the box, but still like kind of in the box. I like that.
This is why I get paid the $1 million.
William Murrah and the Mad Panda Motorsports Mercedes still hanging on against Paul Riccobeni in the WRT, the Audi Revolution car. And we pick up Simeon Naku, who is run down Johnny Major now in the VIP Autosports Ferraris, taking Benjamin Atamian in the Tango Aka ASP Mercedes. And it's still Mad Panda hanging on. William Murrah, championship challenger. But you gotta feel like his missed opportunity, his big 0 at Laguna Seca, probably handicaps his title hopes. But no Dominic Turcotte, who actually is leading the championship today, so we will have a new points leader at the end of today. Will it be Andrew Burke? Will it be? Well, I think it's probably going to be Andrew Burke. Oh no, Chris Johnston actually leads the championship right now, so it might be Chris Johnston. Pardon me, I was
Reggie
thinking
Miller.
I was thinking Turcotte was leading the championship, and I am incorrect. He is in second place. But he is absent today, so we'll see if 7th place is enough for Johnston to hang on to his lead. Speaking of Chris Johnston, there he is in the yellow Mercedes, trailing Guillermo Martinez in a battle for 6th place. And blue flag out there for, I believe, the Bentley of David Brock, as Seth Chaney and Rick Martel continue to battle over 21st position and 4th in the Bronze Cup. Rick Martel looks a lot more comfortable this season in the Aston Martin. Last season was a trying experience for him. It was not a good season, and he's been looking way better with the changeover to the Aston Martin Vantage, the Team Oman livery.
One could even say that he has the advantage.
You could say that, as Simeon Naku has done and dusted Johnny Major for 17th place, and we'll see if Richard Higgs, his teammate, who we ride on board with, can catch up to Atabian and Major and do the same. As side by side there between Paul Riccobeni and William Murrah, but Murrah's got the inside line here into the Vodafone corner, and we head over to the Audi S's, where Riccobeni might try to make another run again. That Audi is very strong on the brakes, but nothing here this time. They're now 13 seconds behind race leader Andrew Burke, who is running away with this. We had a yellow flag out there, and somebody has gone back to the pits. I don't know who it was.
I believe it was probably James May.
I mean, James May would not. Oh, somebody is going in the pits there. That is look like one of the Aston Martins. As Riccobeni goes down the inside of Tarzan and holds it. Beautiful overtake by Paul Riccobeni.
It's taken him quite a while to get there, but revenge for the opening part of the race.
He's got, same turn. So the WRT Audi, the Audi Revolution, up into 2nd place. Got 3 Audis in the top 10, 2 Mercs, and 3 Aston Martins, 2 Ferraris, and a Bentley. That is your top 10 cars. Pardon me, just 2 Aston Martins. Justin Swan's down in 11th place. Just saw 2 Aston Martins side by side and was like, oh, top 10. No, only one of them is. Picking up Seth Chaney versus Rick Martel here. Coming out of the Audi S towards Kumhat and Arie Luyendyk curve. I really need to ask Stockmill at some point what the deal with Arie Luyendyk is, because he raced mostly in the United States with the IndyCar Championship, and but he has a corner named after here in Holland. I know he's from Holland. I gotta get the background of like what his legendary status within the Dutch motorsports community is.
I think you should ask that fount of all Dutch knowledge, Martin Edmonds.
I feel like that probably would be a waste of my time.
You might not be wrong.
Guillermo Taylor and Cole McRae in the pit lane. So it looks like rough times once again for McRae, who's already been in the pits once. That's unfortunate. Seth Chaney still hanging on there, and Chris Johnston cannot find a way. That's Guillermo Taylor rejoining the race in the blue Mercedes. Seth Chaney's gotten around. That, I think, is Johnny Major, who must have made a mistake and has fallen back. Looks like Richard Higgs also falling back. So maybe contact between Higgs and Major. And those are spots for Chaney and Martel. They're up to 19th and 20th. Not overly sure why we went on board with Jake Northrup there, but it'll do.
Be sure to tune in to listen to the new Pantera album, The Great Northrup Kill. Tranquil? Yeah, there we go. Fuck that up a little bit.
Little bit.
Shut up!
Guillermo Martinez looking for a way, looking to defend against Chris Johnston. Johnston looking for a way through there. Leader is on the final lap. Looking to the inside is Johnston. Nothing doing. Through turn 14 and then into the R.E. Lewandijk curve. Can Paul Riccobeni make up 12 seconds in one lap? I doubt it.
That's a solid maybe.
Mika Watt's all over the back of Zach Martin, so I hope we look in on that battle. Javier Perez-Torres in the rear view of Johnny Major there. Drive-through for Guillermo Taylor. That's probably for speeding in the pit lane. Down the inside goes Javi. Can he get the job done against Johnny Major? The answer right now is no. Is Guillermo Martinez still hanging on against Chris Johnston? We're heading towards the end here. Not a lot of time left. Through Renault. Going to Vodafone. Can Martinez hang on? Martinez is a guy who's been desperate for a good result for a while, so it's good to see him running up at the front. And battling with the championship leader, Chris Johnston. Johnston, winner at Brands Hatch, second place at Laguna Seca, but it is going to be Andrew Burke, our third different winner in 3 races. Might have snagged the championship lead off of that. He's got a 4th, 2nd, and a 1st this season. Paul Riccobeni and William Murrow will round off the podium, followed by Zach Martin, Mika Watt, and at the line, Guillermo Martinez hangs on against Chris Johnston. Thrilling battle there for 6th place.
It is indeed a miracle.
Tony Yimbo is 8th place. We're waiting on Michael Magas. There he is. He comes home 9th ahead of Larry Foster. Your bronze winner in 10th place. Very nice. Silver podium, Zach Martin, Tony Yimbo, and Michael Magas. And we await some more cars to finish up here. Justin Swan will be the next over the line. As we look at the cool down lap here for William Murrah. Showing off to the fans. And we have Swan confirmed at 11th place, followed by Northrup, Lasudis, Keckley, McLaughlin. This man, Simeon Niku, charging back to 16th place ahead of Trevor Cheney. Cheney and Lasudis joined Foster on the bronze podium. Then it is Benjamin Atimian, Seth Cheney, Rick Martel in 20th place, followed by Javier Perez-Torres, Johnny Major, Richard Higgs, Wayne Hutchison, and we're going to be cut off, but I do have a website where I can look at the remaining results.
Make sure you keep tuned in here because we're about to run this whole thing in reverse.
We are not.
Oh, okay.
Andrew Burke takes over the championship lead with a total of 194 points. Chris Johnston slips to 2nd on 175. Silver leader Zach Martin on 130 is in 3rd place right now. That's amazing. Dominic Turcotte slots in 4th place on 126. 121 for Mika Watt. 116 for Jeff Wentworth. 108 for William Murrah. Reigning champion Paul Riccobeni's back in 8th place with 104. 87 for Guillermo Martinez. And Justin Swan, despite not having a top 10 this season, he's got 2 12ths and an 11th. He's in 10th place in that V12 Aston Martin Vantage on 86 points. In the team battle, Get Speed continues to dominate, although had some beaten out of them today. That's the team of Chris Johnston, Javier Perez-Torres, and Jake Northrup. They're on 318 points. Front Range United in 2nd place on 256, 224 for the ESR Academy team. So the 2 Aston Martin teams still doing very, very well. Top scorers today, WRT Audi are on 202. And Cyberline Racing, that's the Lamborghinis in the gold and black. They're on 155. That is your top 5 in the team's championship. And in the bronze category, it is Larry Foster leading with 2 bronze victories now from Trevor Chaney, Seth Chaney, Rick Martel, and Andreas Lasutis. In the silver category, it is Zach Martin dominating with Michael Magas, Jake Northrup, Javier Perez-Torres, and Dave Nelson rounding off the top 5. Any final thoughts there from you, Byron?
Be funnier if you all driving Datsun pickup trucks.
Funnier, yes.